In a world where kindness knows no bounds, meet Alex, a beacon of altruism in a sea of indifference. But what happens when the light of kindness casts shadows? Follow Alex's journey as they navigate the perilous waters of excessive benevolence. Will their noble intentions lead to salvation or spiral into despair? Prepare to witness the transformative power of kindness, for better or for worse. Kindness, a fundamental aspect of human interaction, is often regarded as one of the noblest virtues. It encompasses compassion, empathy, and generosity, reflecting a genuine concern for the well-being of others. From small acts of courtesy to grand gestures of selflessness, kindness has the power to uplift spirits, forge connections, and create positive change in the world. Throughout history and across cultures, kindness has been celebrated as a cornerstone of moral character and societal harmony. It's seen as a guiding principle in fostering empathy, fostering cooperation, and promoting mutual respect. Whether it's lending a helping hand to a stranger, offering words of encouragement to a friend in need, or simply smiling at a passerby, acts of kindness can brighten someone's day and leave a lasting impact. In popular culture and literature, kindness is often portrayed as a virtue to be admired and emulated. Heroes and heroines are frequently depicted as kind-hearted individuals who triumph over adversity through their compassion and selflessness. Stories of random acts of kindness inspire us and reaffirm our faith in the inherent goodness of humanity. Yet beneath the surface of this seemingly idyllic portrayal lies a complexity that is often overlooked. While kindness is undoubtedly a force for good, its indiscriminate application can sometimes lead to unintended consequences. The expectation of perpetual kindness can burden individuals, eroding boundaries and fostering dependence. Moreover, acts of kindness may be misconstrued or exploited, leaving the giver vulnerable to manipulation or resentment. As we delve deeper into the intricacies of kindness, we uncover a nuanced interplay between altruism and self-preservation. What happens when the pursuit of kindness becomes a double-edged sword, threatening to unravel the very fabric of one's well-being? Join us as we explore the darker side of kindness, where the line between virtue and vulnerability blurs, setting the stage for an unexpected twist in the narrative. Enter Stoicism, a philosophical tradition that dares to challenge conventional notions of kindness and virtue. Rooted in ancient Greek and Roman thought, Stoicism advocates for a life of moral integrity, resilience, and inner tranquility amidst the chaos of the world. Contrary to popular belief, Stoicism does not dismiss kindness outright, but rather offers a pragmatic approach that emphasizes rationality and self-discipline. From the Stoic perspective, kindness must be tempered with wisdom and moderation to avoid its potential pitfalls. Here are 8 ways in which unchecked kindness, when viewed through the lens of Stoicism, may negatively impact one's life. 1. Boundaries blurred. Excessive kindness can blur the boundaries between self-care and self-sacrifice, leading to a depletion of one's own resources and resilience. 2. Exploitation. Magnet. Those who display boundless kindness may unwittingly attract individuals who seek to exploit their goodwill for personal gain, undermining their autonomy and dignity. 3. Emotional drain. Constantly prioritizing the needs of others over one's own well-being can result in emotional exhaustion and a sense of emptiness, detracting from one's inner peace and contentment. 4. lack of self-improvement. A relentless focus on kindness at the expense of personal growth and self-improvement may hinder one's ability to cultivate virtue and fulfill their true potential. 5. Dependency. By consistently rescuing others from their troubles, individuals may inadvertently foster a sense of dependency, depriving them of the opportunity to develop resilience and self-reliance. 6. Resentment. Over time, unreciprocated kindness may breed resentment and bitterness, corroding the bonds of trust and goodwill that once existed between individuals. 7. Naivety. Blind kindness can blind individuals to the harsh realities of human nature, making them vulnerable to deception and manipulation by those with less noble intentions. 8. Unrealistic expectations. Expecting others to reciprocate kindness in equal measure may lead to disappointment and disillusionment when reality fails to meet one's idealistic standards. In the crucible of Stoic philosophy, kindness is not simply an end in itself, but a means to cultivate virtue and promote human flourishing. By approaching kindness with a discerning mind and a steadfast heart, individuals can navigate the complexities of social interaction with wisdom, resilience, and integrity. 1. Boundaries. Blurred. Sarah's selflessness knows no bounds. Whether it's a late-night call for emotional support or a request for assistance with a daunting task, Sarah is always ready to jump in and lend a hand. Her friends rely on her unwavering kindness, knowing that she'll never hesitate to put their needs above her own. From helping friends move apartments to offering financial aid in times of crisis, Sarah's acts of generosity are a testament to her compassionate nature. She gives freely of her time, her resources, and her empathy, never expecting anything in return. For Sarah, the satisfaction of knowing she's made a difference in someone's life is reward enough. But as the demands on Sarah's time and energy multiply, she begins to feel the strain of her self-imposed obligations. Her own needs and desires take a back seat as she prioritizes the needs of others above all else. Days turn into weeks, and weeks into months, until Sarah realizes, with a sinking feeling, that she's neglected to care for herself in the process. The signs of burnout are subtle at first: a lingering sense of fatigue, a feeling of emptiness that no amount of giving can fill. But as the weeks wear on, Sarah finds herself struggling to muster the same level of enthusiasm and energy she once had. The weight of her responsibilities becomes a burden too heavy to bear, dragging her down into a pit of emotional exhaustion and despair. Despite her best intentions, Sarah's inability to set boundaries and prioritize her own well-being proves to be her undoing. As she grapples with feelings of guilt and inadequacy, she realizes that true kindness must begin with oneself. Only by learning to say no and honoring her own needs can Sarah hope to find the balance and inner peace she so desperately craves. 2. Exploitation. Magnet. David is the epitome of generosity in his workplace, earning him admiration and respect from colleagues far and wide. His willingness to lend a helping hand knows no bounds, and he's always there to pick up the slack when others falter. Whether it's staying late to meet a tight deadline or offering financial assistance to a coworker in need, David's acts of kindness are both genuine and heartfelt. However, as David's reputation for altruism spreads, he begins to attract attention from individuals with less noble intentions. Some of his coworkers, recognizing his willingness to go above and beyond, start to view him as a convenient solution to their own problems. They come to rely on David to cover for their mistakes, knowing that he'll never hesitate to step in and save the day. At first, David is flattered by the attention and grateful for the opportunity to help out. But as the requests for assistance become more frequent and one-sided, he starts to feel the strain of being taken advantage of. Despite his best efforts to maintain a sense of optimism and goodwill, David can't shake the feeling that his kindness is being exploited for the benefit of others. The realization that some of his co-workers are using him for their own gain leaves David feeling disillusioned and disheartened. He begins to question the sincerity of their friendships and wonders if his acts of kindness are truly appreciated or simply expected. The lack of reciprocity and appreciation weighs heavily on David's mind, eroding his sense of self-worth and leaving him feeling used and unappreciated. In the end, David learns a valuable lesson about the importance of setting boundaries and protecting his own well-being. While his instinct to help others is admirable, he realizes that he can't continue to sacrifice his own happiness and fulfillment for the sake of others' convenience. By asserting himself and refusing to be taken advantage of, David takes back control of his life and rediscovers the true meaning of kindness, a selfless act that comes from the heart, not from a sense of obligation or expectation. 3. Emotional drain. Emily's devotion to her children knows no bounds. As a loving mother, she dedicates herself wholeheartedly to their well-being, prioritizing their needs above her own at every turn. From dawn till dusk, Emily's days are a whirlwind of activity as she juggles the myriad responsibilities of parenthood with unwavering determination. Each morning, Emily rises before the sun to prepare breakfast for her family and ensure they start the day off right. From there, it's a non-stop marathon of meal preparation, household chores, and chauffeuring her children to and from school and extracurricular activities. Despite the relentless demands on her time and energy, Emily faces each challenge with a smile, fueled by her boundless love for her children. However, as the days turn into weeks and the weeks into months, Emily begins to feel the strain of her constant self-sacrifice. The once vibrant spark of joy that fueled her efforts begins to dim, replaced by a creeping sense of exhaustion and resentment. She realizes with a sinking feeling that she's neglected to care for herself in the process, prioritizing the needs of her children above her own emotional well-being. The toll of constant caregiving weighs heavily on Emily's shoulders, leaving her feeling drained and depleted. Despite her best efforts to maintain a facade of strength and composure, she finds herself struggling to cope with the overwhelming demands of parenthood. The realization that her own needs have been pushed aside in favor of her children's leaves. Emily feeling adrift, unsure of how to reclaim the sense of balance and fulfillment she so desperately craves. In the end, Emily learns a valuable lesson about the importance of self-care and setting boundaries in her role as a mother. While her love for her children is unwavering, she realizes that she can't continue to sacrifice her own well-being for the sake of others. By prioritizing her own needs and seeking support when necessary, Emily rediscovers the joy and fulfillment that comes from nurturing herself as well as her children, creating a happier and healthier family dynamic in the process. 4. Lack of self-improvement. John epitomizes selflessness through his tireless dedication to volunteering. Every spare moment is devoted to helping those in need, whether it's assisting at shelters, mentoring youth, or participating in community projects. His altruism is commendable, yet it inadvertently leads him to neglect his personal growth. Immersed in his mission to serve others, John overlooks opportunities for education and career advancement. He believes his sole purpose is to aid the less fortunate, dismissing personal aspirations in favor of altruistic pursuits. Over time, this singular focus stifles his personal and professional development. Despite earning praise for his altruism, John finds himself stuck in a rut. His reluctance to pursue personal passions leaves him unfulfilled and unable to reach his true potential. As he reflects on his journey, John realizes that true fulfillment requires a balance between serving others and nurturing one's own growth. In each of these examples, kindness, when practiced without consideration for one's own well-being and without discernment, leads to negative consequences. Stoicism encourages individuals to cultivate a balanced approach to kindness, one that prioritizes self-care, wisdom, and virtue, ensuring that acts of kindness contribute to their own flourishing as well as the well-being of others. The remaining 4 ways in which kindness, when practiced without balance and self-preservation, can potentially lead to negative consequences, according to Stoicism. 5. Dependency. Dependency, a potential consequence of excessive kindness, arises when individuals consistently rescue others from their troubles without affording them the chance to confront and overcome challenges independently. This inadvertently stunts their growth, hindering the development of resilience and self-reliance. Imagine Sarah, a compassionate teacher who frequently goes above and beyond to help her students succeed. Whenever a student encounters difficulty, Sarah intervenes, offering assistance and solutions without hesitation. While her intentions are noble, Sarah's constant rescuing deprives her students of the opportunity to learn from their mistakes and develop problem-solving skills on their own. As a result, Sarah's students become reliant on her guidance and support, failing to cultivate the resilience necessary to navigate life's challenges independently. They grow accustomed to relying on external assistance rather than tapping into their own inner resources. In perpetuating this cycle of dependency, Sarah unintentionally hinders her students' personal growth and perpetuates their reliance on external validation and support. From a Stoic perspective, dependency undermines the principles of self-reliance and inner strength, essential components of leading a virtuous life. By sheltering others from adversity and shielding them from the consequences of their actions, individuals inadvertently deprive them of the opportunity to develop the resilience and fortitude necessary to face life's trials with courage and conviction. In essence, while kindness is a noble virtue, it must be tempered with discernment and wisdom to avoid fostering dependency in others. By allowing individuals to confront and overcome challenges on their own, individuals empower them to cultivate resilience and self-reliance, ultimately fostering their growth and development as autonomous beings. 6. Resentment. Unreciprocated kindness, though given with the best intentions, can sometimes lead to feelings of resentment and bitterness when not met with acknowledgement or appreciation. This phenomenon, often observed in relationships or altruistic endeavors, highlights the delicate balance between selflessness and self-preservation. Consider the case of Alex, a dedicated friend who consistently goes out of their way to support others. Whether it's lending a listening ear during times of distress, offering practical assistance in times of need, or simply being a dependable presence in their friends' lives, Alex's acts of kindness are genuine and heartfelt. However, despite their unwavering devotion, Alex occasionally finds themselves feeling overlooked or unappreciated by those they seek to help. Over time, the absence of acknowledgement or reciprocation begins to weigh heavily on Alex's mind, sowing seeds of resentment and bitterness. Despite their initial altruistic motives, Alex can't help but feel undervalued and taken for granted, leading to a sense of disillusionment in their relationships. From a Stoic perspective, this experience serves as a poignant reminder of the dangers of attaching one's sense of self-worth or happiness to external validation. Stoicism teaches that true fulfillment comes from within, rooted in the pursuit of virtue and moral integrity, rather than the praise or recognition of others. By shifting their focus away from seeking validation from external sources, individuals can find a deeper sense of contentment and inner peace that transcends the fluctuations of external circumstances. In essence, Stoicism encourages individuals to practice kindness and generosity for its own sake, without expectation of recognition or reward. By cultivating a mindset of self-sufficiency and detachment from external outcomes, individuals can navigate the complexities of human relationships with resilience and integrity, ultimately finding fulfillment in the pursuit of virtue rather than the approval of others. 7. Naivety. Unquestioning kindness, while commendable, can inadvertently expose individuals to manipulation and deceit from those with less noble intentions. Stoicism emphasizes the necessity of approaching interactions with clarity and discernment, acknowledging the potential for deception without forsaking goodwill or trust entirely. Take Martin, for example, a compassionate soul who readily extends kindness to all. Her trusting nature makes her susceptible to exploitation by those seeking to exploit her generosity. Despite her genuine intentions, Martin often finds herself deceived and manipulated by those she seeks to aid. From a Stoic viewpoint, Martin's experience underscores the importance of maintaining a balanced perspective in relationships. Stoicism advocates for a thoughtful approach, recognizing the possibility of deceit while still preserving goodwill and trust. By cultivating a keen awareness of others' motives and actions, individuals can shield themselves from naivety and protect against exploitation. This approach does not entail adopting a cynical worldview, but rather maintaining a discerning mindset that acknowledges both genuine kindness and potential deception. Ultimately, Stoicism teaches that while kindness is admirable, it must be coupled with wisdom and discernment to avoid falling victim to manipulation. By fostering clarity and mindfulness in their interactions, individuals can navigate relationships with integrity and resilience, safeguarding themselves from exploitation while upholding the principles of goodwill and trust. 8. Unrealistic expectations. Anticipating an equal exchange of kindness from others may lead to disappointment and disillusionment when reality falls short of idealistic hopes. Stoicism emphasizes the cultivation of resilience and inner strength, enabling individuals to extend kindness without being tethered to specific outcomes or expecting reciprocation. Consider Alex, who consistently offers acts of kindness with the expectation of receiving similar treatment in return. However, when others fail to meet Alex's anticipated level of reciprocity, feelings of disappointment and disillusionment ensue. This disparity challenges Alex's emotional well-being and sense of fulfillment. From a Stoic perspective, Alex's experience underscores the importance of nurturing resilience and inner fortitude. Stoicism encourages detachment from specific outcomes, highlighting the intrinsic value of virtuous action independent of external validation or reciprocation. By fostering resilience and inner strength, individuals like Alex can navigate social interactions with equanimity, unburdened by the weight of unrealistic expectations. In essence, Stoicism advocates for the practice of kindness for its inherent worth, liberated from the constraints of expected reciprocity. By letting go of attachment to particular outcomes and fostering resilience, individuals can extend kindness with a sense of inner peace and contentment, irrespective of whether it is reciprocated as anticipated. In each of these scenarios, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of balance, discernment, and self-preservation in the practice of kindness. While kindness is indeed a virtue to be admired and cultivated, it must be tempered with wisdom and rationality to ensure that it contributes to one's own flourishing as well as the well-being of others. By approaching kindness with mindfulness and resilience, individuals can navigate the complexities of human interaction with integrity and compassion, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling and virtuous life. While the idea that kindness can have negative consequences may initially seem counterintuitive, objections or criticisms to this notion can indeed arise. Here are some potential objections and corresponding counterarguments from a Stoic perspective. 1. Objection. Kindness is inherently good and beneficial. How can it possibly have negative consequences? Counterargument. From a Stoic perspective, kindness is indeed considered a virtue and can bring about positive outcomes when practiced with wisdom and discernment. However, Stoicism acknowledges that excessive or indiscriminate kindness, without consideration for one's own well-being or the broader consequences, can lead to negative outcomes. By recognizing the potential pitfalls of unchecked kindness, individuals can cultivate a more balanced and sustainable approach to virtue. 2. Objection. Setting boundaries or withholding kindness goes against the very essence of compassion and empathy. Counterargument. Stoicism doesn't advocate for withholding kindness altogether, but rather emphasizes the importance of discernment and rationality in its practice. Setting boundaries and prioritizing one's own well-being doesn't diminish compassion or empathy. Rather, it ensures that kindness is extended in a sustainable and meaningful way. By taking care of oneself, individuals can continue to show genuine compassion and empathy towards others without sacrificing their own flourishing. 3. Objection. Being cautious or skeptical of others' intentions contradicts the idea of trust and goodwill. Counterargument. Stoicism encourages individuals to approach interactions with others with a healthy dose of skepticism while still maintaining an underlying sense of goodwill. This doesn't mean assuming the worst in people, but rather recognizing the limitations of human nature and being prepared for potential challenges. By tempering trust with discernment, individuals can navigate social interactions with wisdom and resilience, ensuring that kindness is extended in a way that aligns with their values and principles. 4. Objection. Neglecting kindness in favor of self-preservation or personal gain is selfish and morally wrong. Counterargument. Stoicism doesn't advocate for neglecting kindness, but rather emphasizes the importance of balancing virtue with self-care and rationality. Acts of kindness that lead to self-neglect or enable harmful behavior in others ultimately undermine the broader goals of virtue and flourishing. By prioritizing self-preservation and personal growth, individuals can cultivate the resilience and integrity necessary to continue practicing kindness in a sustainable and meaningful way. While objections to the idea that kindness can be detrimental may arise, a Stoic perspective offers counter-arguments that emphasize the importance of discernment, rationality, and self-care in the practice of virtue. By acknowledging the potential pitfalls of unchecked kindness, individuals can cultivate a more balanced and resilient approach to living a virtuous life. Conclusion. Results. Throughout the video, we explored the concept of kindness through a Stoic lens, highlighting its potential pitfalls when practiced without discernment or wisdom. Key points included: 1. Excessive kindness and boundaries. Unchecked kindness can lead to blurred boundaries and neglect of one's own well-being, resulting in burnout and emotional exhaustion. 2. Exploitation. Being overly generous can attract individuals who exploit kindness for personal gain, leading to feelings of being used and unappreciated. 3. Emotional drain. Constantly prioritizing others' needs can result in neglect of personal growth and fulfillment, causing stagnation in both personal and professional life. 4. Dependency. Unending assistance may foster dependency in others, hindering their ability to develop resilience and self-reliance. 5. Resentment. Unreciprocated kindness can breed resentment and bitterness over time, challenging one's sense of self-worth and happiness. 6. Naivety. Blind kindness can make individuals susceptible to deception and manipulation by those with less noble intentions. 7. Unrealistic expectations. Expecting others to reciprocate kindness in equal measure can lead to disappointment and disillusionment when reality falls short of idealistic standards. Embracing kindness without discernment or wisdom can lead to unintended consequences, including personal exhaustion, exploitation, resentment, and disillusionment. While kindness is undoubtedly a virtue, Stoicism teaches the importance of practicing it with mindfulness, discernment, and balance. By cultivating resilience and inner strength, individuals can extend kindness in a way that contributes to their own flourishing as well as the well-being of others, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling and virtuous life. To our viewers, if you found this exploration of Stoic philosophy and the complexities of kindness thought-provoking, we encourage you to delve deeper into Stoic teachings through more videos on our channel. Stoicism offers a wealth of wisdom and practical insights for navigating life's challenges with resilience, integrity, and compassion. We also invite you to share your thoughts, reflections, and personal experiences with kindness in the comments section below. Have you encountered situations where kindness led to unexpected outcomes? How do you navigate the balance between compassion and self-preservation in your own life? Your insights and perspectives enrich our community and contribute to a deeper understanding of the complexities of virtue. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration and discovery. Together, let's continue to explore the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy and its relevance to our modern lives.